Hello, my name is Emily Sumner. Today we are talking about the H-1B CAP lottery registration process, which starts tomorrow. Welcome to Live at Lunch. This is our topic. It starts tomorrow. It opens at noon Eastern. So if you are an employer, an HR person, a small business owner, anybody responsible for registering your employees in the H-1B lottery, today might be a bit of a flurry of activity, wondering what you are supposed to be doing to make sure that you are on track. If you are a client of Sumner Immigration Law and you have retained us to help you with the H-1B registration process, you should have been receiving emails from us with step-by-step instructions on what to do, what the process is, and what to expect next. So if you have not received that, and you are one of our clients, please let us know. Send us an email at info@sumnerimmigration.com and we will get you straight. If you are not a client of Sumner Immigration yet, or if you're working with a different attorney, whoever, or even if you are working with us, the number one step to prepare for the H-1B registration process that opens tomorrow at noon is to take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. This process is a relatively new process in a couple of different ways. One is the online registration process started in March of 2020. So this process is only a few years old. Again, March 2020, when COVID hit, everybody was going remote. All of a sudden, nothing else in the world going on. Let's just change the H-1B registration process. But we did it. We made it. It was completed. And we have been through this process for a number of years now. USCIS this year has changed the accounts, the online accounts that we use a bit, supposedly to streamline the process, but it's a little bit tedious. It's kind of a lot. There are specific steps that you need to go through. So again, if you are one of our clients, you should be receiving detailed step-by-step instructions, and we are here to walk you through that process step by step. So if you receive the instructions and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what you're talking about, this is totally overwhelming, send us an email, give us a call. We are here to help, and we absolutely will be happy to help you walk through that process step by step. We have created a guide. When I say we, I mean another amazing member of our team has created a guide to help walk people through this process. So there are a couple of key points that I want to point out, both for our clients and for just anybody who's going through this process of creating these organizational accounts and preparation for entering registrations into the H-1B CAP. Before I get to that, I do want to say that, like I said, the number one step is to take a deep breath. We're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. The second step is to review your list. If you haven't already, review your list of individuals that you'd like to register in the H-1B CAP and make sure that everyone that you need and want to include is on that list, because once the CAP registration period closes on March 22nd at noon, that's it. It's not open again until next year. So yes, there may be other immigration options, hopefully, but this is your time. This is your window between March 6th and March 22nd. So make sure that you've reviewed your list to make sure that everyone that you need and want to register is included. That is, can include, those individuals can include, but are not limited to workers that you have, employees that you have that are working on OPT, STEM OPT, CPT, who may be overseas. Perhaps they're contractors working for you and you'd like to bring them into the United States. They may be employees that you have now that are on a different immigration status. So for example, H-1B1, TN, there may be strategic reasons, perhaps there may be strategic reasons to change their status if they're selected in the lottery to H-1B. So make sure that you've reviewed your list. Once you've done that, make sure that you are on track, that you're ready with the organizational accounts. So I want to be clear, this is not legal advice. These are just things to consider when you are setting up your organizational account. I am going to hopefully share my screen. Let me look for the document that I want to share. Okay, so I'm not going to be sharing my screen right now. I apologize. But I am going to be talking through a couple of things to be aware of with the organizational accounts. I apologize. I'm using StreamYard and the one of the first times I've tried to share my screen, so that's a new skill that I'll have to learn. So when you are setting up the organizational accounts, like I said, we have sent specific instructions to our clients on setting up the organizational accounts. It's really important that you keep track of the information that you're using when you set up the organizational account. So of course, keep track of the email address that you're using. You may have designated one specific email account for that. I know we have some clients that have created a specific email account specifically for this purpose. Make sure that you keep track of that. We don't necessarily have that information. We're here to help you troubleshoot for sure, but it's helpful to keep track of that information. When you are choosing the account type, so when you're creating your organizational account, make sure that you check that you are selecting the correct account type. So there are going to be several different options when you create that account type. I'm looking at my screen here. There's going to be an option for I am an individual applicant, petitioner, requester, or supporter. That's not what you want to select. I'm a legal representative. No, that's what we would select. I am part of an organization or company, sole proprietor, or an agent. That is what you want to select. Saying I'm an authorized signatory and want to submit H-1B registrations and or file form H-1B for my 129 H-1B petitions. And also that I'm an authorized signatory and want to sign H-1B registrations. So you want to select the option for I'm part of an organization or company, sole proprietor, or an agent. So that is one thing to keep in mind when you're setting up your account. Another thing to keep in mind when you're setting up your account or when you're setting up your company group, and this is one of the aspects that are new for us in 2024, is deciding who will be the administrator to set up your company group. Once a group is created, it cannot be deleted or merged with another group. So it's important to be really intentional about this. Take a deep breath before you do it so you make sure you're doing it correctly. If a person is designated as an administrator, so there's an administrator and there's a member. If you're designated as an administrator, that person can set up the company group. That person can add or remove people and modify roles in the company group. They can start, edit, and delete forms. They can view the case status and notices, and they can respond to an RFE, request for evidence, or NOID, notice of intent to deny, and upload unsolicited evidence, which sounds scandalous. But anyway, so the administrator basically can do all of those things. A member of those things that I just said, the only thing that they can do is start, edit, and delete forms and view case status and notices. So a member is not able to set up a company group. They're not able to add or remove people in the company group, and they're not able to respond to RFEs or NOIDs. So this is something that's new, and we'll see how this goes. But again, as I said, we are here to walk you through step by step, so do not panic. We do recommend when you're setting up, once you've determined who the administrator is going to be for your account, you're ready to begin with the next stage of the process. To begin the registration process or to create the USCIS account, you're going to need probably approximately 10 minutes. It could take longer than that, could take less than that, but we recommend setting aside at least 10 minutes for this. You will need your company's tax ID number. In addition, you will need any DBAs doing business as your company that your company operates under. So if you have a DBA, you need that information. Your company's business address, the name and email address for the authorized signatory that was noted. If you're a client, you would have already sent us that information, and the name and email address of any other administrators or members that you would like to add to your company group. So that's the information that you need, at least on that end. We have talked before about the basic information that you need. I'm going to stop now talking about the process of creating the account. There's more. We have a lot more information about that we're sending to clients. But note that when you actually are registering individuals, that you will need some additional information as well. And we will have gathered that information. Our process is we gather the company information and the individual information from the individual beneficiary. So we will be providing that information, uploading that information, and we'll ask you to confirm it. So bottom line is that this is not a super streamlined process. I really wish that it was, but we're not in charge at USCIS. So it is a technical process. It's going to take a little bit of patience, some deep breaths, But like I said, we will get you there. We will get you through the process if you are a client of Sumner Immigration Law. As I said, if you have questions, we do not want anyone confused or frustrated, at least any more than is absolutely necessary. So if you have questions, please feel free to send us an email or give us a call, and we are happy to help. As I said before, as you probably know, the H-1B registration process begins tomorrow at noon and ends at noon on March 22nd. We at Sumner Immigration Law, our team is working to have everybody registered as soon as possible. However, I want to point out that we do not plan to register anyone tomorrow on March 6th. That's because our experience with this system, and it is a new system, but our experience over the past several years is that a lot of times on that very first day of registration, the system crashes because everybody's trying to access it. There are wrinkles that have not yet been identified in the system that USCIS needs to work out. And it's not a great time to try the very first few hours that the system is open. So we will be working on entering registrations starting on Thursday, January 7th. It is okay. The H-1B registrations are not, when USCIS conducts the lottery, they do not conduct the lottery based on, it's not first in, first out. It's anybody who is properly registered between noon on March 6th and noon on March 22nd. Everybody's included in the lottery. So yes, we want to have this process done as soon as we can, for peace of mind for everybody involved, the employer representative, as well as the foreign national and us. It can be a stressful process for us as well. So we want to have that process done as soon as we can, but it is absolutely okay if it is not completed on March 6th or even on March 7th. We just have to complete it before the 22nd. So the other end of that, of course, is we absolutely do not want to wait until March 20th to start a registration process. That's kind of asking for trouble if you do that, if you wait that long, because inevitably there's going to be some sort of technical glitch and it's going to be really stressful. So as much as we're not aiming to register anyone immediately starting tomorrow, we are on the 7th and then working hard to get everybody registered and squared away. Communication is absolutely key. We communicate primarily by email, and we communicate with the employer and ask the employer to pass on information to any beneficiaries that are being registered in the H-1B lottery. But that communication is key. So if you have questions, if you are one of our clients, call us, email us, we are here to help. That's all the information that I have for now. Next week, our live at lunch will not be live. I will be on vacation next week, out of the office next week. So it will be pre-recorded. I will tell everyone that at the beginning of the recording session, but it will be pre-recorded for next week. But I hope you'll still join us because we'll have some great information for you. Until next time, I'm Emily Sumner from Sumner Immigration Law, serving clients from around the United States and around the world with employment-based and family-based immigration matters. Until next time.